following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Betting for the sports animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On, Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is 2 Men On.
That means...
Ooh, I do.
Means it's 90 degrees outside. Precipitation about 15%. Humidity at 27. Winds blowing in from the north-northeast at 6 miles per hour. Is that what it means?
We know Albuquerque's going to be beautiful. What's it going to be like in Sugar Land?
Okay, so I talked. All right, thank you for asking, okay. Van, co-host of this show, joining us very briefly. Christina.
Hi, I'm Van.
No, you've been here for over a year. Christina Ortiz, the director of operations for New Mexico Pinon, will be joining us in about 2 seconds. So. Talked to Josh Sushan earlier.
What a dude. More like Dude Sean.
By the way, come by New Mexico Pinon on 4th Street. It's 4th Street, the intersection of 4th and Douglas MacArthur.
Again, that's not what intersection means.
That is what it means.
We need to have a sit-down.
Come by and see us. We're giving away coffee and free Isotopes tickets all broadcast long. We're here till 6 o'clock when we hand this thing over to Josh Sushan.
Wait, you don't have to pick one. You get both?
No, I'm going to give you both.
You come by here,
dog.
Make a donation to Locker 505. We got a giant stack of Isotopes tickets and coffee for free.
It's the doubleheader Makey-Uppy boy against El Paso. They suck. Next Wednesday, game starts at 4. 2 of them that are going to be 7 innings, so let's get weird. Doubleheader. Gets super weird.
I'm in. All day. We'll be there.
Christina Ortiz, welcome to the program. Let's go.
Hello.
Director of Operations for New Mexico Pinon Coffee. That means, Van, she's over the coffee houses.
Nice.
She's over the bakery.
Nice.
And she's over the 50-ish garbage bags. Not garbage, but bags for garbage that have been used for donations for Locker 505. Christina, are you tired from lifting all these donations?
Oh, I don't lift them. That's what you guys are for.
Director of Operations doesn't lift bags,
No.
Fred.
So we're in, week 3 of our campaign thus far?
Yep, that's correct.
And you were telling me that there's been way more donations than you thought there would be.
Yes, we've had so many donations. We've had to basically do rounds and pick them up, pick giant bags and full trucks full to donate to Locker 505. People are just bringing in grocery bags, giant trash bags.
Body bags. I was told body bags.
Yes, we've had people bring in, giant bins.
Yeah.
And they just donate the bins, too. But, even half... I would say half this table full.
Okay, so one half of a 6-foot table. Let me do the math on that. So 6, and then there's a half. And you have to. So
it's a lot.
Yeah, I'm from the Midwest, so that's a lot. The answer is it's a lot.
It's a ton. But we're super grateful for it.
12 linear feet.
12
linear feet.
Yeah, so a hecton is what I heard. A hecton. So I want to make sure I got this right, Christina. Our partnership with Locker 505 and New Mexico Pinon Coffee has cost New Mexico Pinon Coffee thousands and thousands of dollars from discounts that you've given out, and you guys are just about to shut the doors.
Pretty much.
That's okay. Not so bad.
All for Locker 505.
Not so bad.
No, honestly, we've had so many donations. I think people are just excited to donate and help out these kids because, we have people that don't even want the discount. They just want to donate.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which we're all for, but of course you can get the discount whenever you come in.
As we were setting up for the program today, a friend of the show, Benjamin, was here.
Yeah, new friend of the show.
And he was donating. He said he heard about the drive sometime this week, and he must have thought we were on Pacific time though, because he was here around 3 o'clock. And we're setting up the program.
So on the interwebs, we said come by from 3 to 6.
Oh,
from when we walk into the door.
We're physically here at 3.
We're here.
Yeah,
I'm here to hand out bags of coffee right at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes.
Love everything about that. Friday night, the United are playing at home. Christina, you're a big soccer gal?
Yeah, I'm going to the game on Friday.
What?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, I mean, what's up? Sergio Rivas about to be here. Are you going to say hi to our guy?
Oh,
or?
really?
Why would we make that up? Is he
Not in
calling?
person.
Oh, he's calling in.
Just calling.
See, you did make it up.
You could see his face on the program.
It'll be on the
Okay.
Yeah.
Join your boys on
Wave through the camera.
Join your boys on Comcast Channel 26 because obviously you can get us on the radio, you can get us on the TV. The live stream is available on the social media, and if you're streaming with us on the app, thank you for doing that as well. There's so many ways that the friends of the show join us, and what we need is more ways to say thank you.
Absolutely. And what better way than free coffee?
We'll come get some.
Yes.
So come down to the intersection of Douglas MacArthur and 4th.
Nope.
Pick
Or
up.
4th and Montano. Either one.
Both pretty close.
They both work.
Trying to be that guy right now. But yeah, Isotopes tickets and coffee all day long as we are here. This is kind of an interesting one. So we have Friday night, United. Let's start over. Tomorrow night, New Mexico Highlands University host Eastern. That's the football game of all football games.
Boom.
In-state, let's go. Let's get weird.
We'll be there.
Friday night, the hated El Paso whatevers
Yeah.
come to town to battle United.
Nameless.
Yeah,
Some nameless losers.
The gonna catch 0 points is the good guys are gonna take 3 ers. Saturday, Lobos in Maine, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We'll be there at the tailgate. We'll be there at the game.
Duh.
We'll be getting loose.
Christina, what's up? You going to the football game?
Which one?
The Lobo game that we just talked about.
She does what I do. She just zones out when you start
it's not
talking.
soccer talk.
Yeah.
No, I was listening.
And then taking Sunday off, and the Isotopes return on Tuesday.
Excited.
And they are going to play El Paso as many times as it's legally allowed to play El Paso in a homestand.
Demolish them.
Wynn Bernard back in the lineup for the Isotopes today at Sugarland.
How bittersweet.
It is absolutely that. Sergio Rivas will join us at 4:15. Ned James at 4:30. Kim Kirshen, Locker 505, will join us at 4:45 if she has enough time, because my understanding is she has to pick up all these donations.
Yeah, she doesn't have to. We we share the load. So whoever's really available, just come get them whenever our basket is kind of overflowing.
Your back room's overflowing, Christina. We saw
yes.
it.
Yeah.
So we have this full basket out here in the lobby, and then our back room is also overflowing. So we've been gathering stuff this whole week since our last pickup, and that's filled up our back room. So
you mentioned
time
that.
for another pickup.
Sweet. You mentioned that some people just come in and donate. They don't even ask for the discount. They don't even ask for free coffee. They just want to help out.
Are we
Locker
wasting our
505.
breath over here? I feel like I'm wasting my breath.
What I want to know is the people who do take advantage of the discount. What's the most popular order from these people that donate? What can I in the Venn diagram of charity and coffee? What's right there in the middle?
That's a good question.
To me, because I'm a coffee guy only in the morning. I go tea.
Interesting.
Once noon
Tea in the
hits,
afternoon.
I go tea.
Yeah.
Very classic.
Interesting.
Upper.
still caffeine.
Yeah. Well, I need uppers all day. So I wake up, I do my coffee, I do my tea, and then I do downers all night.
Correct.
Which is booze.
Okay.
Oh, you're off the Quaaludes?
I'm off the ludes.
That's great. That's great news.
The 80s ended. I got off the ludes. So as it goes between coffee and tea, I feel like my donation guys, they're all tea guys, right?
The tea guys in the afternoon? The smoothie people?
Smooth. It's definitely lattes are more popular than anything. Our honey lavender latte is super popular.
That's obvious.
But I'm willing to bet after tomorrow when our pumpkin spice latte comes out,
Ooh.
that'll be the one that everyone wants.
Pumpkin spice has entered the chat.
Show up to
It's pumpkin
Pinion.
spice season.
Donate to Locker 505. Tweet, gram, or book your pumpkin spice. Get 25% off.
25%.
Are you kidding me?
Again,
right now?
that's more than their profit margin.
I don't even know what
You're going to break this poor, lovely company.
literally the plan.
If 505 gets more
All for
clothes, I don't
Locker
care.
505.
It's all for a good cause.
For the kids.
Christina Ortiz, the Director of Operations. Anything we missed here at New Mexico Pinion aside from pumpkin spice coming out tomorrow? Any news, any events, any cool things?
That's our big focus right now is just Locker 505. And like I said, we're super excited for fall and pumpkin spice to come out. I know everyone's kind of August is when people start wanting that warm, cozy drink in their hands. So, but we do also have our pumpkin spice cold brew if you're an all ice, all year type of person.
Nice.
So yeah, that's what we have going on.
And pumpkin spice beans.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, so we have all kinds of pumpkin spice. So everything pumpkin spice. You want a bag of coffee, you want just a regular coffee with cream. We have the latte, cold brew. We have a pumpkin spice cloud
if you're like a DIY guy out there and you don't want anybody else making your coffee, you can just come here and get beans.
Yeah, just grind it up
at a huge discount.
Yeah.
All right, so we have to go to break, but just real quick, I mean, I'm assuming the pumpkin spice beans are already here, Christina. Like, you go in the bag, you make a special little drink, a little preview.
And we also sell syrups. You can add those in there, make your own little concoctions. So yeah.
Friends of the show, Christina's going to make you wait until tomorrow, but we're going to have a little taster of the pumpkin spice on air. We're going to tell you just how spicy it is. Christina Ortiz, Director of Operations for New Mexico Opinion Coffee. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Whenever we get back, Sergio Rivas will join us. He's calling the friend of the show hotline.
Correct.
Okay, so he'll be with us on the hotline. We're going to talk about the big United matchup, and then it's basically Lobos talks all the way out until Isotopes at 5:45 with Josh.
Lobos preview all day.
Also, popping the cherry of Steve Virgin.
Yay!
Who's coming on the show for the
Double
first time.
entendre.
I got you. As he will be joining us from the Albuquerque Journal, because we're going to go straight hype all day, and I need Steve to bring me back down to earth.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the stratosphere, and I need to be in the regular sphere.
We stay there.
I stay there. Yeah. 2 Men On, live from the John Lopez Real Estate and Coldwell Banker Legacy Studio. We're powered by New Mexico Opinion Coffee. Play on Team I-9. Start our days at the YMCA of Central New Mexico. Spend our evenings at Hollow Spirit, and the weekend is for New Mexico's vodka. Teller Vodka. Come check out your boys' Labor Day. That is Monday the 5th as we are live from Howie's Sportsbook. That's 12500 Montgomery Boulevard, the intersection of Montgomery and Tramway. We're going to do the program, and then we're going to do the Friend of the Show Fantasy Football Draft. How many spots are available for the Friend of the Show Draft?
Friend of the Show Draft has 2 spots open.
No, it doesn't.
It has 2
it's
spots.
Because you kicked people out.
I did not kick anybody out. I'm sick of waiting for them to sign up.
Okay.
So 2 spots open for the Friend of the Show.
No, Christina.
Have fun, talk smack to the boys, and win some free stuff from our partners and sponsors.
Christina, you cannot have the spot. Stop texting me.
Darn.
Double darn.
I'm going to text you again.
It's fantasy football, not football.
Yeah, figure it out.
Sorry.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Delivers. And that one's hit to where it won't be caught. He hit that one so high that he touched base before it touched the ground. Puts that one into right, and it's going to travel a little bit all the way to the scoreboard and over. And I told you he's a competitor. That one's hit deep into left. Oh, wee. The new pitchers. And that one's hit into deep left, and it's not going to be catchable. Hit deep into right center. That is a home run. 3 of them in one swing for the home team. Big swing there, and the bat gets away. Here's the delivery. Got him looking. Up the middle. 4-6-3. And out of the inning are the Cowboys as Van Curler comes in and he erases any threat that could have been there. That one's hit into right center. I think he got it. Kuhn over the fence. Solo shot. Playing some of the reserves today. Right at second and doubled off in time at first.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective.
All right, make sure I understand this, man. Sergio Rivas was going to join us.
Sergio Rivas was going to join us.
And then all of a sudden, El Paso ruined it.
But his appointment is taking longer than expected.
Oh, what's he getting appointed to?
Chancellor. I believe he's a chancellor now.
That's the one. Isotopes are home this Friday night versus the El Paso Locomotive. There are tickets still available. I know I was talking to the Isotopes early in the week, and they said they were really excited about the idea of selling this bad boy out because, number one, the United deserve the support, and number two, the El Paso Locomotive deserve the hate. Joining us on the program because he chooses us.
Yeah.
David Carl. What's up, brother?
Digging the Simpsons reference, you guys. Well done.
I got you every time. You already know. You super already know. What's going on with the team this week? The boys are ready for Friday night, and I don't just want 3 points. I want 3 points and an exclamation point. Promise it to me.
Exclamation points are important things, but thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, no, big game. Big game. One of the biggest ones of the year on Friday. Obviously, like you mentioned, welcoming in El Paso Locomotive FC. No love lost between those two teams. It's going to be a big one. Obviously, we're fighting for a home playoff berth, which, we've never hosted a playoff match in our history, in our short 4-year history, hoping to do that for the first time this year. And maybe just as important, hoping to keep El Paso out of the postseason, something we would love to do as well.
Well, and if anyone had it coming, not just like...
Well, Fred, I know you love El Paso and love El Paso Locomotive. That's just like your favorite town, right?
Hey, don't get him started.
Get started.
He's going to break a lot of FCC rules if you keep poking him with that El Paso stuff.
Hard to start me. Hard to stop me. So I don't know if you know this, Dave, but the buzz around town, there's only 2 stories right now. Lobo football, United soccer. As you're passing through town, obviously you're always wearing the black and yellow. Have you been getting a lot of that feedback on just how excited the playoff push is coming and just how excited fans are for the final 3 home games of the year?
Yeah, fans are pumped. We've got 3, like you mentioned, 3 home matches left in the regular season. Then postseason, we'll see what happens there. But, this is the only home match in September for us. We're on the road the rest of the month. And then we're back in town in October 5th and October 15th as we push for the postseason berth. And you mentioned the Lobos there. They play on Saturday against Maine. So it's going to be a fun sports weekend. You go to the United match on Friday night, go to the Lobo game on Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, we're pumped up. Fans are pumped up. We're expecting probably around 11,000 plus for Friday night, which for a Saturday is pretty unheard of. So it's going to be a great time, and get your tickets now while you still can.
Speaking of the game, sorry to cut you off, Van.
That's okay.
Does the tailgate for the Lobo game impact like parking or procedure or anything for the United? Is there anything that the fans should be aware of whenever they're coming out to Ice Park on Friday night?
That's a good question. So for this one, only this one in particular this season, we were able to work out the schedule, so there's not a ton of overlap. But for this one, there is a little bit of overlap. So you guys know the normal tailgate lot that's just north of the stadium there. That one will be closed off as the Lobos prepare for their Howl on Saturday, which makes sense. That's their lot. They got to get everything prepared. But every other lot, just to the east of it, just to the west of it, stadium east, all that kind of stuff, that'll all be open. So there'll be plenty of space for tailgating, plenty of space for people to park and get in there for the game.
Albuquerque, your New Mexico United is in the 5 spot. You need to get up to the 4 spot or higher to host the first ever playoff match here at the Lab. One single solitary point behind Sacramento. What does the black and yellow need to do to get ahead of Sacramento and stay ahead of Sacramento? Don't say score more goals.
I'm not going to say score more goals, but, Van, I can tell you're not a math major because we need to get 2 more points than them the rest of the way. That's what we need to do.
Writing this down. Hold on.
In all seriousness, we need to have a great time, and we need to go out there. Yeah, score more goals. Obviously, that's the obvious answer. But this team has shown that they're probably, in my opinion, the best team that United's ever had in our 4 years, and you go out there and prove it. You need to score some goals, you need to lock down defensively, and beat some good teams, by the way, in this home stretch of the season. We have Colorado Springs one more time, we have San Diego one more time, we have San Antonio one more time. Those 3 teams are 3 of the 4 teams that are ahead of us in the Western Conference. So win those games, and then win the games you're supposed to win. And then, let the chips fall as they may. You can only control what you can control, cliche. But go out there and win some matches. It's really that simple.
We were talking before the segment during the break with some friends of the show here at New Mexico Pino Coffee. We're at the 4th Street location today. And the question to us was, make sure you ask if Friday night is the blackout night. Are we blacking out Friday night? Is that a thing, Dave?
I think people do that on most games, but not recommended. I would say, no, this is not a blackout night. So Friday night, we're doing a couple of really great things. It is our ALS awareness night. You may know it as Lou Gehrig's disease. That's a really important cause to our community. Pat Grange was an incredible soccer player here in New Mexico. He passed away about 10 to 15 years ago now, but he played for the Lobo soccer team, was diagnosed with ALS and fought. And his family, the Grange family, the incredible people there, still continue to fight for a cure for ALS. And so every year we partner with them one night a season. We hold our number 4s for Pat in the air during the 4th minute, and we raise some money for the ALS Association, which we're really proud of. And then in addition to that, just to make it as confusing as possible, we've got ALS night. It's also American Sign Language, or ASL night. We're bringing awareness to our deaf community, which is a big part of the United community here as well. We're going to have American Sign Language translators with our national anthem, with our chants of the match. We're featuring some of our deaf fans throughout the game, and I'm really just kind of focusing on that as well. So we're really excited about that.
I got the cutest story real quick.
Hit me.
So my nephew, my girlfriend's niece, okay, so whatever that is. I don't know what that association is. So I'm at his junior high graduation. He's talking to his mom. They both speak ASL. Okay. And he's jerking around during the ceremony. Yeah. And she hits him with the hand down sign language stop move.
Yeah.
And then he hits her back with the double stop move.
Oh, you stop. You stop.
From all the way across this ceremony, they're fighting via ASL. God, and I'm amazing. Dying laughing with how cute it is. So that's awesome, Dave. It's awesome that you guys are able to connect with the community, and especially those that are differently abled. Because it's interesting to me to see how people enjoy the game differently, but they still enjoy it as much. So big shout out to you guys for that, obviously. What is the ticket situation for Friday? They still available? They all sold out? What's the deal?
They're available. Like I said, we're expecting over 11,000, which my guess would probably be the highest Friday night crowd that the league's ever seen if we get over 11,000. So we would love to continue to bump those numbers up. They're available, but there aren't a ton left. So if you want a good spot, I would say probably get on that today, tonight, if you're hoping to get in. There's not a bad seat in that house. Ice Park is wonderful. but I would really recommend you get on it quickly because they're going to go quick.
Tickets available still under $20. There are tickets available. So keep that in mind.
There are.
So
absolutely
3 points on Friday will not only catapult us past Sacramento, but Fred, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
It will all most likely force El Paso out of the playoff picture.
Good. Finally.
Yeah, and that feels great.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
It's a double opportunity, right? They call matches that are against a team that you really need to be. They call them 6-pointers. 3 points for you, 3 points they didn't get. This is absolutely a 6-pointer on Friday, and it's a big one.
I'm about that. So as you guys finish up the game Friday night at home with the big win over El Paso, how quickly do you and everyone else at the United turn it right around and just become Lobo fans?
Well, we never stop being Lobo fans, right? I mean, it's like I said, Saturday. I'm going to the game on Saturday. Watch the Lobos beat Maine. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a busy weekend. Certainly going to United and going to the Lobos, but this is the best time of the year. You got soccer, you got football. Where baseball is reaching the home stretch. I mean, I love this time of year. College football starting up. NFL's going to be starting up here in a few weeks. This is great.
All right, Dave. Anything we missed? We're going to cut you loose and bring in Ned James.
Hey, say hi to Ned for me. Have a great time, guys, and we'll see you on Friday.
There we go.
See you there, brother.
Somos Unidos. We'll go just a minute early so we can get Ned lined up. I'm excited for the Friday, though. I'm real excited because, number one, we got a whole month till there's more home games. So if you're like, I'm just going to wait, you got to go to this one.
Yes.
This is the one. Make this the sports weekend. Hey, it's literally September tomorrow. Summer is over. Celebrate through the weekend. And then, start your seasonal depression early.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already started.
Hey, the second the temp dips below 70, I start going to my psychiatrist.
2 men on. Channel 20, Comcast Channel 26, and 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better.
The program.
This is my favorite intro.
The Roseanne.
My favorite intro of our new intros.
I do
It
love
just
it.
reminds me of a young John Goodman every time.
Hey, big shout out to a friend of the show, Manuel, who just came through. He was an absolute blast. Made a monetary donation to Locker 505.
Yep.
Shot the stuff for a little bit, took a photo. We'll put that up on the gram. So thank you to a friend of the show, Manuel, who stopped by. He was a hoot. So joining us now on the friend of the show hotline, Ned James. Ned, welcome.
Hey, what's up? Long time. How you doing?
Oh my God. We have taken too long because me and Van have watched 4 episodes of Hard Knocks, and we haven't had a chance to call you and ask you if that's really how it works or if it's all just ham.
It's a little bit of both, actually, because when you get those cameras in front of you, sometimes guys get a little, into themselves. And so, but for the most part, it's pretty accurate. Guys it's pretty much how guys behave during camp. So we'll see how Detroit does this year.
The part that's most interesting to me about it, and tell me if this is real or just for TV, it's whenever they're in the auditorium doing the meetings, do all the guys only sit with the other position guys? Is there do they all hate each other? How come I don't see any quarterbacks hanging out with defensive linemen?
No, they kind of hang out with the guys they're going to meet with in meetings like that, but no, not necessarily. Guys generally sit next to their buddies, guys that they like during those team meetings, but a lot of times, they're organized based on offense, defense. There'll be offense on one side, defense, just in case, the one group has to stay and the other group has to leave. They don't have everybody else scattered all over the place. So they try to.
Ed, you're here to help us kick off the 2022 Lobo football season, and you're the quarterback guru here, so that's where we're going to start. I want to hear your thoughts on Miles Kendrick. What does he bring to the team, and how did he stand apart from the rest of the quarterback group?
What was interesting about Miles was even in the spring, I said, even on a broken leg, he's limping around. I said, he's short, but he really is the best quarterback out there. That's not trying to knock the guys, but I am kind of knocking the other guys because he really was, he's really a talented guy. And I could see why they brought him in. He can really do a lot of things. He's really a good athlete, and he can really move well in the pocket. He's got a good arm. I haven't seen, the kind of the explosive playmakers outside. Luke Weissong is explosive, but I have yet to see him kind of show that in a game, so I'm curious to see how he does in year 2. But Miles he's kind of a Russell Wilson type guy. He's one of those short guys with big hands, good slide in the pocket, and he's really good at creating plays on the run. But we'll see. This is going to be the first game, here against Maine, who's a big, physical team. They're not quite as fast as what he's going to see later on in the year, but I think it'll be interesting to see because he really does move well in the pocket, and he really is a pretty good passer.
Who are we going to see standing next to him in the backfield, though? I mean, obviously there's been significant change at the running back position for the Lobo. So who's going to be back there to protect him? Who's going to be back there to bail him out whenever he's in situations?
Well, Nate Jones is not going to play this game. He's really talented. Nate's really the best running back out, on the team, but he's going to miss this game. But, you got Sherrod Wright and the freshman Christian Washington, Jaden Hullaby, the transfer from Texas who can play, Chad Alexander, who's been here for a couple of years now, who's a talented guy out of New Orleans. So they'll be running back by committee. They've got a pretty good stable of running backs. And the little kid up from Rio Rancho, I can't think of his name right now, he's not bad. He's kind of flashing. He's going to be interesting down the road. I'm curious to see how he does as we go through the season. But he's probably the fifth guy. He's down the road. But they've been really good. Those running backs have been pretty exciting to watch and practice. This freshman kid, this Christian Washington, I'm curious to see how he plays. They're really high on him. Sherrod Wright's going to get the start at tailback. So they'll play a lot of running backs. But I'm interested to see because Christian Washington, he's really flashed. I mean, I've really seen, he kind of reminds me of, if people remember Tyrone Owens a couple of years back. He's got that big burst. He's a small guy who's really, once he hits the hole, I mean, he's just really explosive once he gets into the secondary or into the next level of the linebackers. Is really going to be exciting. He's shown flashes in practice, but, the games are different. We'll see. This is going to be an inexperienced running back group, but they have flashed in practice, so I think they'll be all right.
Ned, we know that a Coach G and Coach Long-led defense is going to be one of the best in the Mountain West, but I want to hear your opinion on this offense. What's the medium expectation from this offense, and how far can they take it?
Now, our offense or Maine's offense? Which offense are we talking about?
Lobos. Yeah, Lobos offense.
Oh, the Lobos offense. Yeah, that's the $1 million question. Because this is going to be Daddy's third season, and so the offense hasn't been as productive as people expected it to be, and they're curious to see if we've had these big name quarterbacks come in last year with the kid from Kentucky, and now we've got another transfer from Kansas. In Miles, but it's hard to say. I don't want to really place judgment yet until we get Kendrick in at least one game. He's shown me something different in practice, and I'm biased to short quarterbacks, and so I know what my prejudices are. And, they got to really do something when the game starts in order for me to kind of really kind of fall. And I'm still kind of I'm dumbfounded. I don't even have words. How you give a Lilliput or Oompa Loompa $230 million in Kyler Murray. So I'm still flabbergasted by that. But with that being said, these short guys now are really changing the game with the RPO game. They're really causing some confusion with defensive guys being that extra guy in the run game. And so I'm curious to see how Miles plays from that standpoint because he really does he's just like Russell Wilson a little bit to me. He kind of slip slide. I call it a slip slide, and those guys were looking at me like I was crazy yesterday in that press conference. I said, yeah, he slip slides in the pocket. They're all looking at me like, what the heck does slip slide mean, man? And so that's why, I see him. He does that in practice a lot. I haven't seen the big play out of the receivers yet. I'm waiting to find that one guy in the passing game that can really be the guy that's going to be a go-to guy. I know people are excited by Luke Weissong and his speed and the Arizona State transfer, Gordon Porter, but they haven't shown it to me yet. So it'll be an interesting test. The Lobo faithful, Lobo fans are expecting some explosiveness on offense, and if they don't get it, they're going to call it out. So we've got to see something as far as exciting, I guess, with the offense. But the key thing is to win the game. I know that's what the head coach wants, is just to win the game. But at the end of the day, we want to see some progress with the offense, and I'm sure that's why, these kind of questions keep coming up.
Obviously, every time you and I talk, Ned, we talk about the offensive side of the ball because, it's kind of where we lean. But defensively, it looks like a team that can probably cover the whole field. As far as sideline to sideline, I think there's a lot of speed defensively in the backs, and I think there's a lot of speed at the linebacker position too. Are you excited to see this defense try to shut down not just Maine but other opponents? And then how do you feel about the possibility of takeaways for the defense? Do you think they're going to be able to force turnovers this season?
Well, Dante Martin is a 4-year starter. He's been starting here at corner. I'm waiting to see something exciting out of him. He's had plenty of opportunity and plenty of time. I know he's battled some injuries, but I've got to see him be that number one corner. Otherwise, the corner situation is something that's going to be interesting. There's a freshman out there that's showing flashes, but he's a freshman. I don't really see, that guy at corner. Now, the two best players on the defense probably are Tavian Coombs, who plays the Lobo backer, and Jarek Reed, who's the safeties, all-conference safety. And Tavian Coombs led the team in tackles last year. And so he's a really explosive, really sideline-to-sideline hitter. Now, up front with Falkenstall and Harris and those guys, we don't have that Joey Noble nasty guy. I've got to see who that's going to be. Who's going to be that dog in the secondary? Other than Tavian, the back-end guys with Tavian and Jarek Reed being, probably the two best players, who's going to be that dog up front? Who's going to be the guy that you say, okay, this is the guy that people are going to have to worry about in the front, whether it's linebackers or whether it's defensive linemen. So I'm still struggling to see. I see talent, but I don't see that dog. I don't see that what. I guess because Joey Noble was so dang mean, he was mean in his interviews. I don't see that real tough guy on the front, but maybe he'll make up with it with some athletes up front. But I'm curious to see who's going to be that bell cow up front. I don't see it yet, but I'm curious to see which guy flashes from that group. But like I said, I just think that the strength is in safety and the Lobo, which is like a rover backer, Tavian Coombs and Jarek Reed. Other than that, we're gonna have to wait and see which guy flashes on defense.
Lobos at home, Lobos from a more competitive division, Lobos with the better roster, Lobos with the more experienced coaching staff, 10-point favorites at home. We're up against the break. And quickly, how do they make sure that this isn't a trap game and they start off the season strong?
Well, the other thing I wanted to throw in here, the kicking game, to me, and I go back to my own experience, my first year ever coaching, 100 years ago when I started coaching, the legendary George Allen, Washington Redskins, Super Bowl, all those great things, George Allen. I worked with him my second year coaching football, and the first thing he asked for when he took over the staff, when he came in and coached us at Long Beach State after working with Ronald Reagan and the government in the White House, he asked, do we have a kicker? And it's important to me that we have a good kicking game and we have a good punter and a good kicking. JJ gets over all the time because I always go look at the kicker and the punter first because of that experience with George Allen. Because he says, if you can't kick the ball, that's when the game starts. You're going to have some problems throughout the game. And I'm a little worried about our kicking game now. George Steinkamp is a strong leg, and he's really worked hard at being a good kicker, but I'm not quite sure. But Aaron Rodriguez is a seasoned veteran. He's okay, not spectacular, but okay. I'm concerned about the kicking game. We got to be efficient in the kicking game if we're going to not get knocked off in games like this, like a trap game like this. We don't know much about Maine other than they're big. They're returning. They got a lot of graduate transfers. I don't know if they're going to get off the plane in cardigans and loafers because a lot of East Coast guys, those early guys out east. And, but they've got a lot of New York, yo guys coming in, graduate transfers out of New York and New Jersey. So, they're going to have a tough group coming in here. But, we should be able to handle what I've seen on film. I don't like to, denigrate anybody. They look big, but they look slow. And that's a recipe for disaster when you play against Rocky and Danny's defense. So it'll be interesting to see how they play. They want to run the ball. They're pretty conservative. They've got some little gadgets that they throw at you. They really like their quarterback. He's a big guy. I got to look at him a little bit more. I'm not as sold as everybody else is on him, so I need to look at him a little bit more. But they've got some, the running backs, okay, he's decent. And they got, they've lost a lot of their receivers, so they've got some new guys playing receiver for them. The tight end is back. He's average. He wasn't really the starter the year before. So I don't think, I think people are trying to say, hey, they won their last couple games, so they should be okay. We'll see. I think, once the game starts, the altitude, they're coming from the East Coast and sea level. It'll be interesting to see how our guys fly around. A lot of our guys are new as well, but this is, like you said, it is a trap game because, you don't know a whole lot about them other than what you've seen on film. I think they're kind of big and slow, in my opinion. We should be able to really run up the score on them if we can actually get, the ball to the guys that, should be able to make plays. But like you said, these guys haven't, they haven't done it before. Our guys haven't done it. So we've got to wait. We got to wait and see. The first game is always telling, and you'll be able to predict the rest of the games by what you see that first game. I think Nate Jones will make a big bump the second week with the offense, but this week is going to be a surprise. So we're going to have to sit tight and just check it out.
Thank you so very much, Ned. You are the absolute best. We are up against it. See you Saturday, brother.
See you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ned.
Ken Kirshen joining us whenever we get back. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Coach Gonzalez joining us at 5 o'clock. That's going to be very good. We're obviously going to continue the Lobo conversation. And joining us right now on the program, friend of the show, friend in real life to Van only, Kim Kirshen of Locker 505. Kimberly, how are you?
I am well. How are you guys today?
Doing well.
Oh, so good.
What's up? There's just like a lot of donations here at Pinon, and you don't know how to handle it?
I'll tell you what, did they rock it or what? I am so excited.
Me and Van, whatever.
Okay, I know you're...
We don't need any credit whatsoever.
Well, you get a little credit. You guys are putting the word out there along with New Mexico Pinon. But, yeah, they have both of the branches that we've been at, or the stores that we've been at, have just rocked it. And even the Alameda. Yeah. We've had to go make a pickup there as well. So it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun, getting to know the store managers. They are like the friendliest people ever. I don't know if you guys have really come in and said hey to them and stuff, but they are like the friendliest people ever.
New Mexico Pinon Coffee only attracts amazing people. I don't know how they do it. You know how you do it because Locker 505 only attracts amazing people.
Oh, well, thank you.
And Kim, let me tell you the secret to getting these record amounts of donations.
This is a secret?
Well, it's not anymore because I'm about to say it out loud.
Oh, okay.
On radio and television and the internet.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm all ears.
Carrier pigeon, probably. What we do is we pin the stores against each other.
That's what we did. Blood feuds.
We start a blood feud.
Blood feuds.
And that will only end in tragedy.
Yes.
So much like the Biggie and Tupac story.
And when Manuel came in today and donated that money, that doesn't technically count for the clothing donation.
Yes.
But now there has to be money donations at all the other
all the other stores
That's
have
the
to step
rule
it up,
now.
right?
That's the rule.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
if your favorite store is the one out of in Rio Rancho, you better get out there and help them step it up.
Yeah.
So
if your favorite store is Alameda, I get it. I see what you guys have done.
We don't just do sports adjacent content here. We do sports. How come your New Mexico State Aggies are losers and they're 0-1 and they're about to get stomped on by Minnesota? What's up with your team?
I know. It's nothing new. I mean, you know that I'm an Aggie. I went to school down there and stuff, but they've never been good. I'm sorry, I can't defend them. They've always struggled. Basketball's their sport, if they have one. Football has never, ever been their sport.
The only thing that Las Cruces and New Mexico State excels at is partying. That is a party school and a party city, and it's ranked high every year.
Well, I will say there was some of that done.
So it doesn't matter if you lose the game, if you're blackout drunk and don't remember anyways.
You're still pretty happy. You're
you're
having a
happy
good
no matter
time.
what.
Yeah, you're having a good time. But I do have to say, you guys are talking about the Lobos.
Yes, all day.
And you know that I've become a huge fan. I actually have degrees from both universities.
Flex. That's a flex.
I don't know
Good job, Switzerland.
I don't know what you call me, Albo or
Benedict Arnold.
Logie.
A Logie.
Yeah,
Logie.
I actually have. But I tell you what, the Lobos have really stepped up for Locker 505.
Yes, they
As
have.
you know, they have done some stuff. They helped us move. When we moved, all the football players were out there and stuff. And so I plan on going to some games just so I can see those guys in
the only
full
Aggie
different
game
action.
I'm going to go to this year is in 2 weeks, and it's September the 10th when UTEP plays New Mexico State because they'll both be 0-2, and it'll be the battle of the biggest losers of all time.
Again, it always has been. That is not something new, Fred.
But I want El Paso to catch that L. That's how I feel about that.
Okay, well, that's okay. I wouldn't mind the Aggies to to win one.
Locker505.org. Thank you so very much, Kim, for joining us. Thank you for all the donations from the friends of the show.
Yes, thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
When we get back, Coach Gonzalez will join us. We're going to talk Lobo football. Big thank you to all the friends of the show that have been out thus far. It's 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sports Animal, proud to be a Cumulus media station, even if they're not that proud of us.
Now betting for the Sports Animal, your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On. Now betting Van Nunley and Fred. Your afternoon drive. Number 2, Men On. Van Nunley and Fred Slow. And in the on-deck circle, Robert Buck D. Gibson.
This is 2 Men On.
4th and, what did I say it was? Douglas MacArthur. 5222 4th Street Northwest. Come hang out with you boys. Joining us on the program, friend of the show, and I know friend of New Mexico Pinon Coffee, head coach of your New Mexico Logos, Coach G, Danny Gonzalez. Welcome.
Yo. What's up, guys? How are you guys doing down here? You're in a great spot. That's my neck of the woods. How are you guys doing today?
We're hanging out. We're having a lot of fun. We're doing it well. Thank you for being on our program. Lobo Talk starts the season on KKOB, Van. It's 7 p.m. on Thursdays or 7 p.m. on Wednesdays if there's a Friday game, and Coach G is obviously a part of that. So what, you're like the best radio get in the whole state, huh, Coach? You're making all the rounds?
Well, you know what? We're going out tomorrow night to Salt Yard East, which is a new location, which I'm super excited about. I mean, they were so excited to have us over there. There's a lot of games. The food is great. It's a great environment. So tomorrow night's going to be a lot of fun. People should come on out, and the people that love talking about Lobo football and all those fun things will be out there having fun. So I enjoy it. I mean, I like talking to all you guys. I mean, what you guys do for our community is awesome, and talking about our high school sports and college sports, I mean, it's outstanding.
I appreciate the kind words, Coach G. Before we start talking X's and O's and the matchup, let's talk about packing University Stadium. You guys are doing a few different things this year in the student section and being more accommodating to children and families. Can you speak a little bit on that?
Well, you know, we've upgraded some of our concessions. I mean, you've got some grab-and-go options. We moved the student section to the north end with the north end howlers, and our band's going to be over there. It helps get the students out of the sun. It gets them closer to some of those amenities. And I want to make that north end zone just like the old Cleveland Brown dog pound. I mean, I want it to be crazy and nuts, and those kids have fun and get after it. And if we can create an environment that is inviting to people and young families to go down there and scream and be nuts, we only get 7 opportunities to fill this stadium up in a year, so why not take advantage of it? We've made it very affordable for families. We've got a lot of great food options. There's going to be some fireworks and all those things. So it's an exciting opportunity, and you're going to get an opportunity to watch a football team that plays their tails off. We'll be a competitive football team, and it'll be a fun Saturday and a fun way to fill your fall Saturdays.
Coach, I know we talk a lot about season tickets, talk about single-game tickets. We kind of cover the how to get in. But what I think we need to communicate is the experience now, and that's we are basically a normal experience at this point. We're basically post the COVID restrictions. You're going to be out there and celebrate the athletics the way you traditionally have. Is that a conversation you're having often with Lobo fan when you're passing through the community? Or are they excited for a return to normality?
You know what, I am so excited that people don't use the term new normal anymore. I never wanted to live in the new normal. I wanted to live in the world we live in. And that's exactly what you're talking about. I mean, I think there were some benefits that came out of that. The touchless ticketing, the touchless parking, I mean, those things will help, and they'll speed some of those things up. But we've got some normalcy going on. We've got food trucks. We've got food options in the stadium. We've eliminated the lines that we had last year. We against New Mexico State, we weren't totally prepared, and we've learned from that opportunity. So I'm excited about what's going to happen in our stadium, and then our new apparel deal. We've got a new company that's going to have a bunch of Nike gear out there for people to buy. I mean, it's going to be a great opportunity to come to University Stadium, pack the den, and leave with some really cool stuff.
Coach, we had to take the famous cottonwood tree down that's been there since early 80s. Is this our BC and AD moment, year 3 of Coach G's program and year 1 of a treeless student section?
You know, I'm gonna correct you a little bit. That tree's been there since 1960 when they opened the stadium. They planted it.
Oh my goodness!
And about 1980, it started giving off shade and all that stuff. So it was sad to see that thing go down. but it does create some opportunities for our stadium at the same time. So I got a big piece of that log that I'm taking home that I'll keep with me forever.
Nice.
It was really sad to see it, but it really was, after it fell down and you saw all the beetle rot and everything inside, I'm really glad that it happened when it happened, because that would have been a horrific deal if it would happen during one of our games when you have people over there. So we won't have as many people over there because they were there for the shade. That shade is no longer there. So you know what? Sit in your seat, stay in the stands. Let's get close together and be loud and loudy. And year 3 is exciting. I mean, we have a chance to be a very competitive football team, which is really exciting. It's kind of how I had my vision playing out. Year 3, you'll see a lot of improvement, and then over the next 3-4 years, you're going to see us competing for conference championships. And that was the whole goal when I took this job in December of 19.
I think all the students that hogged all the shade hadn't taken the basic common knowledge classes yet that hats exist.
Yeah, buy a hat.
You can buy a hat.
A hat on.
Just wear a Lobo hat.
No doubt. No doubt. A Lobo hat on, exactly.
I wore a cowboy hat this past weekend, Coach, as I was riding horses. You have a different type of stable. You got a running back stable. Talk to me a little bit about the backfield. Talk to me about some of the athletes that we're going to see this weekend.
You know, we do have a really, what I think is a unique backfield. We've got some different guys that have different abilities that's going to be outstanding to watch. I mean, we've got some guys back there that have 10.4, 10.500 meter speed. They're not track guys. They're football players, which is exciting. You've got Nate Jones and Sherrod White and Jaden Hullaby, who are a little bit bigger, and they're physical runners. They're nasty. So we've got an opportunity to get some guys in the backfield that can touch it and take it 80 yards for a touchdown. We've got some guys we can get on the perimeter. So you're going to see a lot of different formations, a lot of different movements, some motion guys, and see how we can get those guys in space and see what they can do.
Coach, I think we got enough time removed from the previous coaching staff that we could start and looking at what you're trying to do with your personnel offensively and defensively. Sticking with the offense, do you feel like you have the personnel, you have the tools to run the offense that you envisioned when you started building this program?
You know what? That's probably the biggest question mark of our program and the most exciting part of our program at the same time. I think the job that we've done recruiting up front on the offensive line is really going to give us a chance to be just a competitive, physical football team. I mean, they look better, they're bigger, they're taller, they're faster, they're stronger. Part of that's because of the weight room. Part of that is because of the guys we were able to recruit and see them in person. And that's going to be the nature of our program. How physical, how mean and nasty can we be? And we're not a dirty team. Never, ever accuse our team of being dirty. We're going to play within the rules. But I think there's a fine line of when that whistle's blowing and that pile's twitching, guys ought to be hitting it on both sides of the ball. I mean, that's the fun nature of playing football. And we have some guys on the outside at wide receiver that I think can take the top off. We're going to take 8 to 10 deep shots a game, which I think is exciting for fans, and especially when you connect on them. But what it does is it spreads the field out. They can't put 8 or 9 guys in the box and stop the run with that, because if they do, we'll just run right by them on the outside. So we can loosen them up, and then our guys get the opportunity to be physical and take advantage of the things that we do up front. So I think you're going to start to see the vision of what we have in store offensively. Like I've said it numerous times, Coastal Carolina is a great example of what our vision is. I mean, the 97 and 96 Lobo football teams with Donald Sellers and Graham Lee at quarterback that had an option mixed to it, but they were a play-action, run-heavy, throw-it-over-the-top kind of football team. That's the vision that I see for our offense.
Coach, I was talking to Mike Vitale, our producer, off air, and he made mention a couple times of the importance of the offensive line gelling early in the season. Is that a quote he stole from you, or is he on point with that analysis?
You know, I think Mike Vitale is a very, very smart man. I mean, obviously he does all the technical side of the radio and gets you guys, keeps you on air and does all those things. He's a man of faith, which is straight to my heart. But he's a football guy. And every team, if the offensive line is good, you got a chance to be a really good football team, because when the big guys are walking around the building and they're grabbing the little guys by the back of the neck and putting them in the right place and making sure they stay in line, you've got a chance to be successful. And I think that's kind of where we're getting into our program finally. Now, we've got 7 transfers in the offensive line. We've got 2 guys that played as true freshmen. So we had to do some different things to get those guys to be cohesive. And we were very innovative through the offseason. I mean, Coach Linsmeyer took them camping up to the Jemez Mountains. We did some work with the Albuquerque Police Department and some scenarios. I think it was good team building. I think it gave those guys some reality to what our police officers do in this community and how important they are to this community and how we can work together to learn those things. And then it also gives them opportunities after they're done playing football. So we did a lot with that group to help with that cohesion. And if those guys, I think it helped during fall camp. And if they can do that, when offensive linemen can talk to each other without being verbal, you have a chance to be really successful.
Coach, I need to get you to just change gears a little bit here and talk about Henry Tafoya. So yesterday, you guys presented Henry Tafoya, who's been such a vital part of the media for so many years here in town. He was the most welcoming to us when we started this program. But you guys gave him a 45 jersey and kind of a special moment between the university and those that have put so much effort into covering it. Obviously, lifetime Lobo, you are. Talk about Henry T. a little bit and talk about his impact on the football program.
You know, Henry Tafoya is an icon in this town. I had the pleasure of going to school with his son. I grew up in a time where Henry T. He was a news anchor on both KRQE, on KOB TV, the old KGSW 14, which is now My 50 TV.
There you go.
He was able to do some of those Lobo games. He did high school games. He had a radio station, KDEF, back in the day. That was also 1450, where high school teams like the Valley Vikings, when I was in high school and played basketball, we were on the radio. We were excited. I mean, it was back when the old cassette tape players, we'd record the game so we could listen to them talk about us after the game as a 14, 15, and 16-year-old kid. And Henry T. has that legendary voice and was really exciting, almost that Harry Carey vibe. So he's been such an integral part of our community, and he's covered this community for 45 years. He's obviously getting older, which for him to be out there is just spectacular. I mean, nothing's going to take him down, I can tell you that. And I thought it was a great opportunity for somebody who's been an icon in our community for 45 years. And I'm going to give Frank Mercogliano a lot of credit, and probably should get all the credit, because he brought the idea to me, and I just thought it was a tremendous idea to honor somebody. And the way we did it with the 45 jersey, I mean, he's a Lobo through and through. He asked questions. I mean, there was, if anybody's seen the Bobby Knight make a million different faces, that's from an NCAA regional Henry T. question. I mean, those kind of things, that's the kind of stuff that Henry T. did. So it was a great opportunity to honor a legend of our community. I'm so thankful that I've got to know him and that I've got to be a part of what he's created in Albuquerque. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to talk about him, because he's a special person to me.
He's basically my surrogate grandpa.
My fantasy football team is named the Fighting Derrick Henry Tafoyas.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Not joking.
No, he's not joking. It's a fact. All right, Coach, going down, University Stadium, 6 o'clock this Saturday. Here's your opportunity. Rally the troops, rally the friends of the show, rally the loyal listeners. What are they going to see?
They're going to see a football team that comes out and plays hard. They're going to see guys that are aggressive, that play the game of football the right way. I hope we see a big crowd here at University Stadium. I understand it's Labor Day weekend and people go down to the lake and do all those things. But you know what? If you're in the town of Albuquerque for the weekend, come on out Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Let's have some fun. Cheer on the Lobos. These kids have worked their tails off. They're a big part of your community, so they're one of you. So come on out here and let's all do this together and have some fun. And you're going to see a football team that plays their tails off. I promise you that.
Coach, thank you so very much.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all you do. You know what? Good luck on Friday night up in Las Vegas. In the future, I'm going to try and get that game here. It didn't work out this year, but that's a game that our in-state schools can play in our stadium. And we got a bunch of alumni from both Eastern and Highlands that can come and watch the game here. So that vision is not gone. I mean, Fred had a great idea in trying to get that started. We'll get that worked out in the future. Good luck Friday. Let's see everybody out there Saturday. Thank you guys for all you do. I appreciate you. Enjoy Pinion Coffee. Like I said, you're in my neck of the woods. Go Lobos.
Coach Gonzalez, the man. That's a little off-air stuff that we haven't super talked about on the broadcast, but right. I sat down with Coach Gonzalez earlier in the year because I always talk about being I'm the voice of New Mexico Highlands University. But as you know, Van, and I think a lot of friends of the show are probably aware, I'm actually the director of communications for athletics. So I kind of actually do have a little bit of pull up there, and it was hey, Coach, we got Highlands has got Eastern tomorrow, Thursday, and it was, what if we played this bad boy in Albuquerque? What if we play this bad boy down where, where the alums from all those places are? And we had this big conversation about doing a big high school weekend, and we move kind of, I don't want to use the word premier, but we move maybe the more attended high school games over there to university and just kind of figure the whole thing out. And logistically it didn't work out this year, but I promise you it will next year. That's the plan. This was good. Let's have Rob Portnoy come in after this. We're talking a little bit more Lobos.
Deal.
Talk about they're going to have the best broadcast in all the Mountain West this year. There's no doubt in my mind. So we'll touch on that. We'll see what he's excited about. I know he's going to be excited about starting a minute late because that's the way we went to commercial a minute late. 2 minutes on. I'll get the sponsors later. 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Dealing with a couple of slow spots on westbound.
The following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Sports Animal.
We're back on the program. On this program, our very good friend Rob Portnoy. Let's go, Rob.
Yeah.
What's going on, boys? How are you?
Oh, we're laughing. Well, I tell you what, we're having a moment right now. So during the break, Christina Ortiz, who is the operations director here at New Mexico Pinion Coffee, we're at the 4th Street location today. She brought me a pumpkin spice latte. Have you ever had this before, Rob?
No. Is it a must try?
I tell you what, if you skip this, you're basically skipping the whole fall, harvest, and holiday season. Because this, to me, is like warmth and home and happiness. So there you go.
Well, I love all of those things, and if that delivers, sign me up.
Yeah. Come and get this, and if you want it for 10% off, bring a donation to Locker 505, because you know that's how we do it out here at New Mexico Pinion Coffee. How jazzed are you for the upcoming season, Rob? How jazzed are you to get back in the broadcast booth?
I am pumped, and I cannot wait to see our new quarterback get his first start. I had a great conversation with Miles Kendrick today, and fans can hear that during our pregame show on Saturday.
Heck yeah.
What he has endured himself individually, guys, and then on top of that, what his father, who is his role model, really, what his father has gone through is just amazing, and it's an unbelievable family, and he deserves this shot. This is the first time he gets for a team. All the years. This is his 6th year in college ball. This is the first time he gets the opening day start. It's pretty special.
That is special. That's a cool thing.
Rob, I know you love putting the focus on others, highlighting others, but I want to turn it inward right now. What are you most excited about at the beginning of the Lobo football season?
Did we lose you, Rob? Might be going through it a little bit. Got the technical diffs, which is okay.
Oh, no.
And as a guy who also shares, it's a different level. Rob's the best, right? Rob's number 1. Rob brings the heat, brings the talent.
Sure.
Cool. And if he's varsity, I'm JV, right? But to me, whenever a sports season is picking up, Van, and whenever Rob comes back with us, we'll bring him back in. But to me, it's that moment even before the first game. Because the first one is the big one. So you're going to have pre-games, you're going to have tailgates, you're going to kind of have an energy. And then also, and I'll give you the example, tomorrow night, as Eastern comes down to play New Mexico Highlands University in Las Vegas, I know that Eastern is doing a tailgate as well.
Ooh-wee.
You know what I mean? So it's you have a moment for the fan bases to where right now everyone's 0-0. Right now everyone is on the same playing field. And the excitement of having a chance to, number 1, get that W to start, but number 1, just be the best you could possibly be at that moment. There's an energy about that is not captured again in the year.
Yeah, that makes total sense, too, because it's everybody's in first place.
Yeah.
Everybody's tied for first. You have the excitement of the unknown. Who knows how good? Okay, look. Roll Tide, brother.
Yeah, right.
You know you're going to be good every year. Okay, I love everything in between Alabama and then the bottom of the barrel. And I think we're somewhere middle-ish where this season can go anyway. It could break either way. Our defense could be absolutely dominant. No one gets to score off us all year.
Yeah.
Maybe Miles Kendrick is the truth.
Yeah.
Maybe those weapons that Coach G added.
And Rob is back with us. And what we're doing, Rob, is we were mentioning as we lost you, how just fun it is to have those very first moments. Like the first time your team captures a takeaway, the first time your team scores, kind of all those first-time moments and how these guys react after spending the entire summer gelling. Can you talk about your excitement about that too, Rob, just seeing guys do it for the first time?
Oh, it's the best. It is literally the best. Jared Hart asked me to put together some highlights from last year. And so I went through and, like, the Lobos threw a touchdown, a tight end throwback thing to Trace Bruckler, and the excitement, you can just hear it. And, no, it is so cool. Like, you guys hit the nail on the head because you watch what these guys go through, and investment of time and, blood and sweat. And they get beaten down, they get built back up. They're so the amount of effort that goes into a college football season, to get to see it up close. I wish that everybody that roots for the Lobos could get a window, it's a 24-hour window. Camp they're starting at 6 and they're going till 8. Every single day, and it happens 15 times, and it's spread out over that. It's incredible how much these guys put in, and it's just so satisfying when it happens for them. It's really fun for me. You're absolutely right.
What do you think about Miles Kendrick? How has he impressed you with his? Came in here just to transfer, had to learn the offense real quick, had to win a quarterback battle, had to win over the locker room. What are your thoughts on this young man?
He's an adult. He literally is.
Nice.
Like, he's so mature. And that's the thing. Like, that's what you want from your quarterback, from your leader. And I saw it initially, and then you could see over the course of the camp the way that started to play out. And the guys respond to him. That's what Coach Gonzalez talked about so much, is the way that he saw the other guys reacting to Miles. And I'm telling you, I mean, I feel really good about the offense taking a major step forward. And I'm not saying it's going to be a juggernaut, but it will be better than last year's. We know the defense is going to make the team competitive. I heard Van talking about that. Can they shut people down? Well, contemporary college football, it's tough to shut people down, but they will be good enough. Like, they were top 50 last year, and they could take another step forward. They're going to keep the Lobos in games. So if the offense is doing just a little bit, this is going to be a fun team that's going to play exciting, close games against really good competition. They have just a tough, brutal schedule, and they're going to be up to the task. They are. They will be competitive. It's going to be a fun year.
All right, Rob, we got about 2 minutes here before the break. The UNM Lobos are victorious this Saturday against Maine if they do what?
Take care of the ball and then run it. And I fully expect them to do both of those things. Miles Kendrick will make some plays in the pass game with this new core of receivers because they'll be able to do it off of the run game. I cannot wait to see the new offensive line do its thing against other people for the first time. And it's going to be great. They're going to be so improved. The Lobos could not move the ball on the ground last year, and that's so critical to the success of this team. It's part of the philosophy that Coach Gonzalez learned from Coach Long, and it's key. It's key. They'll be able to do that, and they'll hit some plays over the top because of that in this game, and the Lobos win over Maine. Those two things. Just don't give Maine short fields, and the Lobos will be fine.
The Black Bears have proven that they can score on the short field, so I appreciate that a lot. Rob Portnoy says the team that turns it over less is the team that's victorious. You're not going to get opposition from this broadcaster.
Wicked Schmidt.
Wicked Schmidt. Rob, thank you so very much for joining us. Good luck this weekend on the broadcast. You need me to just text you some one-liners for scores, or you feel pretty set up, or are you good?
Anything that you can provide. I will take any and all suggestions.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
All right, hear me out. So I got a good one. So there's a pass over the middle, a Lobo defender tips it, another Lobo defender intercepts it, and we just need to hear 2 men on that interception.
Boom.
That's all we need, just 2 men on that interception. So
I could drop that in, and it would sound totally normal, and you would get your hit. That would be hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, well, and then I follow up with, heard Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 on 95.9 FM and AM 610.
Naturally.
Rob, you're the best.
It's a little hard to drop that in. Fuck you, boy.
What a good dude.
The best.
He's the best. That's I think it gets like exhausting to the listener, to where it's like, oh, these dudes like really love the Lobos. This is here's the thing. Every dude over there is a dude.
Yes.
Like, and as we do this broadcast thing, we like dudes and we like dogs.
Yeah.
And the Lobos are full of dudes and dogs. Mm-hmm. Like, they ain't got no cats. They ain't got no. It's dudes and dogs, man. Do it. I know you want to.
Not a DB to be found.
There we go.
I'm not talking about defensive back.
Really like that. We're walking away for a second. Steve Virgin's going to join us. He's from the Journal. We are very high. We're going to try to get Steve to bring us back down to earth a little bit. Steve writes well. Steve knows the game, and he's going to say, hey, these are the things you actually want to watch for when you're breaking down the home team.
Correct.
2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one.
Sounds like a cool song for a cool guy. Steve Virgin joined us. He's the assistant sports editor over at the Journal. Welcome, Steve. How are you?
Hey, welcome. Hey, thanks for having me. I feel cool already.
Oh, absolutely. No, yes, we're ready for the Lobos, but we've been on the hype train kind of all day long on the Lobos, and the reason we're like, hey, we'll put Steve at the end because Steve will bring us back down to earth. Steve knows to tell me what to look at to really break down the team.
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Steve, give us the rundown. What are you seeing out there from the squad, and what are you going to keep an eye on in this home opener against Maine?
Put it in simple terms, I see a great defense, a very good defense, and not much else.
Awesome.
But we'll get to see more of that on Saturday, and then a bigger test on next week on Friday against Boise State. But they on paper they improved a lot of areas. They should start that on offense, but that defense is really, really good, and the guys they got in place now, they might be able to do something special again, like they did last year, as far as improving all the way to number 44 in the nation on defense. I mean, it's pretty remarkable when you consider they weren't doing that well just 2 seasons before. But that's the strength of the team, obviously. But we'll see some other things. The thing that jumped out at me, I practiced today or the past couple of weeks, is Coach Gonzalez saying that they'll take deep shots up to double-digit times a game, and I'll believe it when I see it, but they said that they're going to stretch the field sometimes, and to throw it that deep anywhere near 10 times a game, that means they have confidence in the speed that they have on the outside, and I guess we'll see that too.
Steve, I want to pull back a little bit here, and I want to look at the program in general since Coach G has taken over. Year 3 right now, COVID notwithstanding, all the restrictions notwithstanding, had a tough run of it. But do you see the progress? Do you see where he said, give me 5 years, we're going to have a winner? Do you see year 3? Do you see this is the right amount of progress for Coach G and the Lobo football program?
Yeah, progress has been very noticeable. He's made more right moves than wrong, and they're on the right path, that's for sure. I think if they don't start contending for a title next year, I'd be surprised. That's how good they've been doing as far as progress goes.
All right.
But this year's a tough schedule. It's really tough for them the second half of the season, and I don't know if it can happen this year, but next year, if it doesn't, I'd be surprised. But as far as championship goes, we'll see from there because Mountain West is a really good league, very underrated across the nation, but it's a very good conference, and Danny knows that. It's going to be tougher than people think that to actually win a championship. But I think they'll be contending 2023, and after that, that's their plan. Not to just contend 1 year here and there. They want to be doing that every year, and it seems like they're on the right path. The quarterback thing is the biggest challenge I think that's been the past 2 years. And we've seen them go to the transfer portal for the second straight year. They got a new quarterback coach, third quarterback coach in as many years. So they want to bring stability to that position. They know how important it is for the future. And the portal is always going to be there for quarterbacks. But both Coach Ridnour, the quarterback coach, and Danny Gonzalez are on the same page that they want to bring in young guys and develop them in the quarterback room. But if they find somebody in the portal, so be it. And that's the case this year.
Obviously, home against Maine this Saturday, and I think it's going to be a really good example of what the offense is going to try to do. But I know you made point, and I think you even posted a story yesterday on the Journal about the running back position. Do you have concerns that that's going to be a deficit, or do you believe after Jones returns that it's going to be a strength for the team?
Yeah, as far as the offense goes, I don't see a bigger strength in the running game. I mean, that is going to be their strength and the foundation of the offense. I think, they want to milk the clock, take as much time, let the defense breathe, let the defense rest, and they're going to lean on that running game. And Nate Jones is expected to be back against Boise State, and he's a dynamic runner, very exciting runner, and he's eager to show that after redshirting last season. And they do got some other good running backs. They're expected to see Sherrod White start. And, I haven't seen him as much during camp, but when I do see him, he does run hard, which Gonzalez is a physical runner. And I think a lot of people are excited to see Christian Washington because he's fast. He's probably one of the fastest running backs among the running backs. I think he might be the fastest running back. And he did a lot of good things at Helix High School. And he came here because he was told that he'd have that opportunity to contribute right away, and it's one of the reasons why he surpassed offers from Arizona and I believe Oregon. And he just he wanted to play now, and he believes that like a lot of those players on the team believe that this is a team that's up and coming, and to get a running back like that, I mean, it's a product of getting more playing time. It's a product of the portal as well, because running backs are moving all across different teams to get more playing time. And I think Christian Washington saw that, and he wanted to go to a place where he can play right away and stay and not be a guy who goes in the portal. Like, just to use an example, I'm not, knocking anybody, Aaron Dumas. He was an exciting runner for the Lobos, and he went in the portal. And just using that as an example. But yeah, the running game looks really good, and they're excited because they do believe they got a better offensive line for that. Bigger guys that can open up holes for them, and that is going to be a big part of the offense for sure.
Steve, people are going to be looking at Miles Kendrick. People are going to be looking at Luke Wysong. People are going to be looking at Nate Jones. Who's the guy that you think Lobo fans should keep their eye on outside of those big three?
From what I've seen at camp, I think Jordan Porter is going to be an exciting player, receiver. He's a transfer from Arizona State. And I got to meet him. Not meet him, I got to talk to him more today. And the wide receivers coach, Coach Blackman, reminded me of what Jordan Porter has gone through up to this point to get to the Lobos. He came from Arizona State. He got to learn from receivers that went to the NFL, like in Kill Harry, who went to the Patriots, drafted in the first round, I believe, and Brandon Ayuk, drafted in the first round by the 49ers. I mean, to play behind those guys and learn from them, Jordan obviously picked up a lot, and he brings a lot to the table as far as experience goes. But he's another one of those fast guys that can stretch the field on the outside. And yeah, he's known Danny Gonzalez since he was in high school, because when Gonzalez was at Arizona State, he was recruiting in that area as well as in many other areas, but he got to know Porter back then. And I think the timing of Porter's opportunity is just like, aligning. It's a good timing for him to come here. And he, from what I've seen, he's developed a good rapport with Kendrick. And we might see that in the opener. I would expect to see it sometime early in the season, because they're seeing, or people know that they've been working together extra time too after practice and stuff. That kind of stuff as far as trying to get on the same page. And Miles throws a pretty good deep ball. They've been doing that in practice, and he has a nice touch. He's just Miles is 5'10", so sometimes they might have to move him out of the pocket, and we might see that, or we might just see him step up and make some quick throws, because like I said, they do believe that they have some fast wide receivers, and if he's a quick release right off the snap, it might happen too. And Porter's one of those receivers that can provide that big play.
Steve, thank you so very much. We are at the break. A one-word answer. Do the Lobos win this Saturday?
Yes.
Love it. Boom.
Love
there we
everything
go.
about it. Steve Virgin, thank you so very much. Obviously, we will make the effort with you a ton throughout the season because as far as knowledge of the team goes, no one has it greater than you. Whenever we get back,
Appreciate that, yeah.
the Soos, Josh Sushan joins us. We're going to talk Ice Tubs baseball. Michael, side note for the program, you have to call Josh. There's no outbound calls for him in Houston for some reason. I don't know either. 2 Men On, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay
We would
Motors,
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Program. We're live in New Mexico Pinion Coffee. We're going to be here till 6:05. They close the doors at 6, but I don't care. I'm going to hang out late, man. I don't care at all.
Don't keep these lovely people here for 5 extra minutes, Fred.
What are
you doing?
A lot of donations today from the friends of the show. That was very nice. We gave away a bunch of coffee, gave away a bunch of Isotopes tickets. Speaking of the Isotopes, Josh Sushan, welcome to the program, brother.
Hey, we get to play baseball, and I get to describe a game. This is exciting.
All right.
So what, that's like first time in a week? Is that what it is?
Since last Wednesday? Yeah, so thanks to Joe Traub and Forrest Stoltine and Round Rock announcer Mike Capps, who filled in when I was not capable of doing my job.
You gotta have the pipes. You know, it's the whole thing. You gotta have the sound. So Josh has it. You're in Round Rock tonight. You guys are playing one. You're not making up the one from yesterday yet. We'll figure that out down the road. But the Isotopes are back in action. I didn't get the game notes. They're not in front of me. Who's on the bump tonight? And is Winton Bernard leading off?
Yes, Winton Bernard is leading off. He's in center field, and your friend and my friend Brandon Gould is the starting pitcher.
Hey,
so we talked yesterday about. Oh, go ahead.
No, you. Yeah, we're in on this.
So we talked yesterday about what a bummer it is that Winton got sent down, and I saw him briefly in the lobby, and no surprise, he had a smile on his face. He was in a good mood, and so now you go back and you look at where he ranks in the Pacific Coast League leaders. He still has enough at-bats to qualify. So he's still first in batting average and second in slugging and seventh in RBIs and second in triples and eighth in stolen bases, even though he spent the last 3 weeks in the big leagues. So depending on whether he stays at AAA the rest of the year or whether he goes back up, he once again has a really good shot at winning Most Valuable Player of the Pacific Coast League if we're looking for silver linings here.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
It's pretty stupid.
I mean, Winton being back is like the most bittersweet experience of the season. You want him to be up with the Rockies, but you also want him to be here in Albuquerque so you could watch him. That's pretty tough to do right there. Josh, so had a rain out yesterday. No, go ahead.
No, I mean, you're right. I mean, you feel that way with everybody, right? And I'm excited that he showed what he can do. I know there's a lot more that he can do in the big leagues. I mean, he hit 286. He only had one extra base hit. But he showed how his speed tool is a factor in games, the way that he steals bases and runs down balls in the outfield and is used as a pinch runner. He scored the game winner in extra innings once. And there's a lot more in his hit tool that he did not show. And, sometimes the timing is interesting, too, because I remember when he got called up, my first thought was, he's actually been kind of slumping, right? Like, it wasn't a huge slump, but he wasn't, totally on fire. And I remember thinking, man, I just wish that he could get called up when he's in one of his stretches where he's hitting 500 over the last couple of weeks or something,
Yeah. Got a rain out last night, Josh. Is it better weather today? Did they build a dome overnight? What's going on in Sugar Land?
Good question.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how fast they were able to get the dome up. But, yeah, it's up. It's functional. It doesn't appear to have any leaks just yet. And it's needed because it's overcast right now, and there is a chance of rain every day while we're here, especially this weekend. But it's clear right now the dome is not needed, and it should be a night in which there's no shadows and there's no wind, and there's not as much humidity as normal for Houston.
5 losses in a row for the Isotopes, and unfortunately that is a sentence that they are familiar with. The good guys can break that losing streak tonight if they do what on the field, Jay?
Well, if Winton Bernard does his thing, and let's not forget Sam Hilliard is also back at AAA. They both were optioned at the same time yesterday. I saw them both just checking in. So it's interesting. You lose your number 3 hitter, Sean Bouchard. You lose your number 5 hitter, Michael Tolia, to the big leagues. But then the guys who come back are batting first and fourth. So it's an interesting kind of dynamic there with the change in the lineup. This has kind of been an ongoing storyline, but when the Topes are not hitting home runs, they're not scoring as many runs as they need to. And this is a place where it's hard to score runs here, so you better manufacture runs here because it's hard to hit homers here and it's hard to score them.
What do you expect from Bush and Silent G Tolia going forward?
I want to see what Bouchard can do because he's never been like a high prospect, but when you watch him, you realize he can do it all. Average, power, sneaky speed, pretty darn good defense. His throwing arm is pretty darn good. And so I hope that he is not passive when he's up there. I hope that he just kind of plays reckless abandon and just gets after it, because he's got a lot of ability. And then totally, I mean, shoot, you blinked your eyes and he was gone, which a lot of times happens with some guys when they get to AAA. And so I just hope that he's able to, look, he's going to strike out a lot, but I just hope that he's able to get himself into some good counts, because when he makes contact, as we saw the other night with 3 home runs, he can really, really hit the ball a long ways.
As you've broadcast all season long, and I think we're like maybe at 100 games now with the pitch clock. Are they making those changes now? Are the argumentative options coming in? Can you contest anything? Are those changes happening now?
Wait, what was that question again that you cut out?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about the cutout. With the automated ball strikes, I think we're at like 100 games in now. So do they have a contest option now? Has there been any improvement or modification to automated balls and strikes?
Yeah, so starting tonight, this is not going to be the case in Albuquerque, but for the 6 games here in Sugar Land this week, or now 5 games, the human being behind home plate, that umpire, is going to call balls and strikes, and there is a challenge system that is in use. Teams get 3 challenges of balls and strikes. The only person who can challenge is the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter. They have to do it immediately. They cannot look into the dugout for help. And then if you're right, then you don't lose the challenge. If you're wrong, then you lose it, and you only get 3 wrong challenges per game.
And I know you haven't seen it yet. Sorry to cut you off, Van. But what is the process on that? Someone like the official just hears in his ear pod or whatever that ball or strike or whatever, and that's the end of the conversation.
So the umpire will turn around. He'll point to the press box, say challenge. Then he does have a thing in his ear, and I think there's someone in the press box who tells him then ball or strike. Seen this from the Florida State League. There was a game that MLB Network did from Charlotte. It looks like it takes about 5 to 10 seconds, so it's all pretty quick. And, I'm told that there will be a thing on the video board here in Sugar Land so that everybody in the ballpark can see exactly where it lands. And, and so it's going to be extremely similar to tennis in terms of everyone just looks up at the video board and everybody sees whether it was a ball or strike.
Is this just a temporary experiment, or is this because all of the overt violence against the ball strike robots?
Good question.
It's all part of the vast number of experiments that are taking place all throughout the minor leagues, right? I mean, there's some leagues where you can't have anybody close to second base with where the infield is positioned. There's some places where, when I say some places, I mean some levels, single A and double A, you can't do a full-on shift, but you can position someone right next to second base. In the Florida State League, they have to be, I think it's 4 feet away from second base. There's lines that are drawn at an angle. They call it like the pie slice, in which you're not allowed to position yourself before an at-bat. And so all of these changes that they are experimenting with in the minor leagues are all done with the idea of let's see what happens, let's see what rules benefit the sport the most before we decide to move any of them to the major leagues. And again, the overall idea, guys, is less strikeouts, less walks, more balls in play, more athleticism, just an overall better product.
Mike Minor is pitching tonight for the Cincinnati Reds. And you say, why does that even matter, Fred? Well, because he's left-handed and he's facing Albert Pujols and the St. Louis Cardinals. How many dingers tonight for the guy chasing 700, Josh?
How many does he need to get to 700 right now?
6.
He needs 6. Okay, he's not going to get 6 tonight. But here's my question. Once he's at 1 away, like how are you going to function with the parts of your life that do not involve watching Albert Pujols?
Me personally?
Yes, you.
All right, so this has happened to me one time before. Thank you for asking. So this happened to me in the summer of '98. So that was McGuire Sosa. And every minute outside of a minute of St. Louis Cardinal baseball, that is the longest minute of my life. And it's even longer than the minute that preceded that said minute, which makes every minute to come the longest minute of my life. It is torture beyond recognition or description.
It's fun, though, when you get to a point with things like milestone numbers and with, like, hitting streaks, you know, when someone has a hitting streak that gets up to, like, 30 or gets up to 40, where, you know, for the 3 hours that the game is going on, it's hard to do anything else, especially when you're not at the ballpark and yet you're trying to do other things, but you can't because you need to know what's going on at the ballpark.
I'm the guy, too, when I'm at home watching a game. Say, like, Cardinals make the playoffs a lot, right? If I'm at home watching a playoff game in the St. Louis Cardinals, I have to be doing chores. Like, I can't just sit down and watch the game. I'm like, what do I do with my hands?
I have had definitely moments like that, lots of moments like that, where my place was spotless clean, where I'm vacuuming, I'm dusting, I'm, like, stretching, I'm doing yoga, I'm, you know, there's a lot of nervous energy that needs to wear off, and that's when sports are really, really fun.
Sticking in the MLB, the big club, the Rockies, hung on in the West for a while, but it seems like they're out of it all the way now. Is this the type of year we see a lot of movement in between the Isotopes and Rockies? A lot of guys going up and down, getting a taste?
I mean, I guess. I feel like it hasn't not been an inordinate number of moves, right? I mean, here we are. We're about to hit September 1st. There'll be 2 more call-ups tomorrow. I feel like it's been a normal number of moves. If anything, it's been kind of below average, you know? And I think that's because, you know, with the exception of Chris Bryant, the Rockies have actually been pretty healthy. I mean, it's not like they've been perfectly healthy, but, you know, they haven't had an enormous number of injuries. You know, and so those who have been sent back and forth, it's been a lot of, you know, Justin Lawrence going back and forth, you know, things like that. Which, you know, but I think, you know, to go back to the whole, like, Winton Bernard and Sam Hilliard thing, if you're the Rockies, you got to see what you have with Sean Bouchard and Michael Tolley. And as much as we love Winton Bernard, he's a 31-year-old veteran, and they got a long ways to go to catch the Giants and the Padres, let alone the Dodgers, and so they have to see what they've got in their system, what some of their younger players can do to have a better idea going into the offseason.
Does that put fire under guys like LJ Hatt and like Brett Boswell too, though? Because obviously, you know, still early in their, you know, AAA or minor league or professional careers, to see that the Rockies are in a place where they're going to give young talent an opportunity to show it against the best talent.
I mean, I think that everyone in the Rockies organization just understands that that's one of the best parts about being with the Rockies farm system, is that so much of their big league roster is guys that they drafted and developed. So it's an ideal organization to get drafted in. I mean, if you're a pitcher, it's not so good. but as a position player, it's fantastic because you know you're going to get an opportunity. And, you know, the final months of the season, especially now that the final month goes into, you know, late September, you really can't mail it in because, you know, look, you're fighting for a job next year. Yeah, you're trying to showcase yourself to get called up to the big leagues. You're also just fighting to get a contract next year, a minor league contract next year, in order to keep playing. And so, you know, I think that this last month of the season, let's face it, you know, the last impression is just as important as the first impression. And it's really easy to kind of mail it in the last month of the season, but I think all the players know they can't do that. They have to keep going strong and show, you know, the Rockies, hey, give me another contract next year.
Switching from the pill to the pigskin, any hot takes, any predictions this weekend for Lobo football?
Oh, my goodness. It's so I'm so out of sorts with football, I'll be honest, guys. It's strange to me that football is beginning, but I realize that's the time. But what's also time is to wrap up this crosstalk because Sugarland's going to be taking the field here momentarily, guys. So thanks for this crosstalk. We'll let everybody know that when we come back, we'll start game 1 of this 5-game series. It's Albuquerque at Sugarland. It's the Rockies affiliate taking on the Astros affiliate. The starting pitching matchup is Brandon Gold for the Topes, Sean Dubin for the Space Cowboys, Again, we did not play yesterday due to poor field conditions. It never ended up actually raining. Today, it very briefly rained, but the field is in good shape. Yesterday's game will not be made up this week. We'll see if it gets made up at some point 2 weeks from now when we actually come back to Sugar Land. But that is going to wrap up this version of a Crosstalk / Southwest Copy Systems postgame show. When we come back, we'll have Albuquerque Isotopes baseball from you here from Constellation Field in the suburbs of Houston. This is the Albuquerque Isotopes Multimedia Network.
You're in trouble. Accused of DWI or any other crime, you can lose everything without.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this